even in the madness of March.
Nothing here.
Nothing in the walls.
Nothing in the vent.
I found a quarter and buttons.
Why?
There's money hiding somewhere in our house.
With Rocket Mortgage, we can use the equity in our home and turn it into cash.
So I can stop looking and we can finally consolidate our debt?
Yes, please stop.
For a better way to find money in your home,
Rocket can.
Rocket.
If the midday break is like your halftime, then Coke with Coffee is the perfect speech from a coach who knows you better than you know yourself. Also, the speech tastes amazing. Coke with Coffee.
Your team plays tonight, and you need a haircut. Now, head to Great Clips. Our skilled stylists save your haircut details and clip notes, so you can get your lucky cut in time for tip-off. We got you, and you got this. Great Clips, official hair salon of March Madness.
Texas A&M Corpus Christi off to a 5-for-9 start. They have forced 5 turnovers so far. Get complete coverage of the Ncaa Division I Women's Tournament on ncaa.com. Sold out here at UD Arena as the Island University will inbound along the baseline. The defense by Texas Southern trying to slow them up a little bit. Trying to direct traffic up top. Brinson with the shot clock under 10. Into the paint, behind the back with his dribble. Kicks it back outside. Shot clock is at 3. I'm not sure if they realize it. Jackson fadeaway jumper short. And the rebound is taken by P.J. Henry. Henry kicks it outside for Jones for 3. No good. And Tennyson will bring it up the floor. Another team particularly strong from beyond the arc. Boy, that's a good force inside.
Early offense by the Islanders. They get down the floor quickly and get organized. And high percentage decision to put it down low.
So the foul is on Gresham. That'll send Faramade to the free throw line. It's 41% from the free throw line. And the first of 2. No good. That kind of looked like 41%.
Yeah, and a big key, obviously the regular season, we see this all the time, but especially in conference tournament play, and now in the NCAA tournament where it's either win or go home, when you have a poor free throw shooter at the free throw line, you have to rebound this basketball. It's really deflating when you give up an offensive rebound on the free throw line.
Yeah, free throw step in, put a body on your opponent, carve out some space and rebound, as Texas Southern does on that missed free throw. And interestingly, even though they missed 2 free throws here, their strength is getting to the foul line. The Islanders, as impressive as any. 9th in the country in free throw attempts per game.
John Walker's 3 is no good, so they're scoreless for the last 3 minutes. It's 11-5, Islanders on top. Verdicts has it knocked out of bounds. It'll remain Texas A&M Corpus Christi ball.
But even though Texas Southern missed that shot, since it wasn't a turnover, you can get back and get your defense in.
Yeah, there's no defense for live ball turnovers.
Right, there's no defense. Not in any level. AAU, college, pro, it doesn't matter.
Islanders going with the bigger front line.
Yeah, big time, and Faramade is able to slam it home. He brought it home with a little shaka. And it's 13-5, Texas A&M Corpus Christi.
That's the versatility and flexibility in personnel the Islanders have. They can go big, small, quick, great take.
Yeah, Etienne went right to the basket, high off the glass for that bucket for Texas Southern. So first bucket in the last 3.5 minutes. Again, the winner moves on to face Kansas in Thursday's first round. Tennyson for 3, no good. And the ball goes out of bounds, so Texas Southern will take it over.
Excellent pass here to Faramade. Open floor, pick and roll. Can't hug the weak side. No shrinking the floor that time by Texas Southern. They were hugging the shooters, and Texas A&M Corpus Christi, they'll make you pay if you don't shrink the floor.
Faramade's done a nice job since the conference tournament season began. 7.5 points, nearly 5 rebounds. It'll remain Texas Southern basketball.
And one thing on that last play also, you got to also know who's the non-shooter or who's the lesser of a three-point shooter.
Who you can help off of.
Yes, that's where scouting reports really come in play.
Gilliam inbounds to Etienne, and he is fouled going up. And that'll be a 3-shot foul.
Etienne there needs to close out on balance with high hands. You want to contest the shot, but be on balance. The follow-through of that contest led to the foul, even though the ball goes off the side of the backboard. Plunk.
So Etienne to the free throw line for 3.
No, guys, in a situation like that, it's also about the guy that's defending the inbounder. Sometimes coaches want the inbounder to protect the basket, 1,000, 1,002, 1,003, and then jump to the corner.
Second free throw is good. Don't miss the Impractical Jokers like you've never seen them before. The Jokers return with a big new episode with special guest Eric Andre, April 2nd after NCAA coverage on True TV. Third attempt is good. He made all 3. He's got 5. And just like that, Texas Southern has climbed within 3. There had been an 8-0 run for the Island University before this 3-0 run. Faramade is fouled again, and he'll get a couple of free throws.
Second consecutive time, Texas Southern has been burned by this middle pick and roll, spread pick and roll.
So Faramade back to the free throw line where he was 0 for 2 before. Oh, that form looked really nice.
Yeah, took his time.
Yep.
Knees were flexed. Ball came off the middle 3 fingers, creating that good rotation.
Mushila checks back in as Fryer checks out. And now the second attempt. That one a little too hard off the back of the iron. Whistle blows, and I believe we have a violation. The violation is going to go against John Walker of Texas Southern.
Yeah, it looked like he started in the lane a little bit too fast.
Off balance, that left foot.
And that helps Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Johnny Jones has done a wonderful job in 4 years at Texas Southern. Talked about being the 16th seed because he's the 16th seed more often than not. He said, I don't get caught up in that anymore. He goes, I just take care of what we can take care of.
Yeah, very poised. Temperament and bearing on the sideline. A teacher.
Rosas into the paint. Hook shot is good over the top. That was an athletic move. For Rosas, that's his first bucket. Make it a 3-point game.
Yeah, decisive on the catch. No hesitation. Goes right into the jump hook.
Speaking of decisive, that 3 is no good. And Walker with an easy rebound. Here come Texas Southern, the Tigers in transition. In motion 3, too strong.
And that's what makes them a special team and why they're back in the NCAA tournament 2 years in a row. You don't know where the offense is coming from. Sometimes that's bad in the last 2 minutes of the game because Coach Jones has so many options. Nice move here.
Yeah, Ross is using that dribble effectively and gathers and gets a nice release on the jump hook. Good lift.
I don't know if Coach Lutz agreed with that travel call. But a 3-point game. Texas Southern can tie this game up if they can can a 3-pointer. Jumper from the elbow is no good by Rosas. Here come the Islanders quickly up the floor. Under 12 minutes to play here in the first half. Murdoch's down toward the baseline, leans off the glass. His man left him, and that's his first bucket.
Murdoch's with the jump stop, the ability to slam on the brakes there, looks around, sees the opening, and says, why not? Little mid-range stop and pop game.
Lost start, that mid-range. Jalen Jackson's pass down low. They kick it back up top. Murdoch drives to the basket, cannot convert.
That was a good drive. Nice try with the left hand, and the Islanders are doing a nice job of playing inside out. They want the ball to touch the paint first.
Rosas with his second bucket. He's got 4.
I like the way Rosas there crept behind along the baseline in the shadows behind the defense and able to get himself a high percentage look. Breakdown defensively by Texas Southern.
Teams are combined 2 for 11 from beyond the arc in the early going. Shot clock under 10, and the lean off the side of the rim is no good by Keys.
And when Texas Southern shot blockers on the bench, got to convert those shots inside because you're not going to get many of them.
Yeah, he's about to check back into the ball game as Walker's able to convert. That's his 5th.
Nice pass by Rosas there. High-low action. Tandem, two-man basketball, very effective. There's 2 straight breakdowns by the Islanders, allowing interior point-blank range shots.
Good force along the baseline. Ball is tipped around and saved by Mushila, and he's able to get it in.
And that's what Coach Les was talking about. He's patterned his offense a little bit after his time. You know, Creighton, Big Ten motion. They're just not a pick-and-roll team.
Murdoch cannot convert, but there to clean it up is Fryer. He lays it in as the putback is good. And a timeout called by Texas Southern. 5-point lead for the Islanders. 9:49 to play here in the first half.
I'm constantly nodding because I know everything about furniture. But with the business side, I'm feeling a little lost.
QuickBooks can help. An easy way to get paid, pay your staff, and know where your business stands. New business? No problem. Success starts with Intuit QuickBooks.
Time out! Meet Yasso, a delicious ice cream experience with 100 calories or less per bar because it's made with Greek yogurt. Oh, ice cream. That's what we call an upset. Game over. Yasso, audaciously delicious.
Did I find my new car on Cars.com? Or did it find me? My hands were chilled to the bone. They came with a heated steering wheel. I was lost, but the navigation system brought me here. For goodness sake, from the price to the remote start, it's like Cars.com saw into my soul.
Let me give you another minute, okay?
Cars.com. It's magical.
It's still the Eat Fresh refresh, and Subway's refreshing their Italians. So we're taking this to Italy. Refresh. Because Subway now has Italian-style capicola on the new matzo meat and supreme meats.
Love the smell of Italian food.
Subway keeps refreshing and refreshing.
There you are. I need to tell you something.
I woke up next to a dead man.
That's bad, just on a personal level.
That could, it could happen to anyone. Please do not do anything stupid.
The flight attendant, she knows more than she's saying.
I feel like I'm losing my mind.
Thank you for your attention, and welcome aboard.
The Flight Attendant premieres March 27th, presented by TBS Front Row. And don't miss the new season, coming soon to HBO Max.
All right, Avery, you were a ball handler during your playing days. What's going on here that leads to the Islanders' points?
Was really outstanding defense here by Texas A&M Corpus Christi. So you see them right here, this help. This is when you have more of a wall and not a curtain. The help side man comes in, they stick with it, and now they're off to the races. And then also, they don't give up on the play, follow it, offensive rebound, score, really excellent defense, and even better transition offense.
Yeah, always assume it's a miss, not a make. Fryer there to put it back in.
Jordan Carl Nicholas, his first bucket as he dove to the basket on that drive to make it a 3-point game.
Texas Southern has settled down some now and found a rhythm of their own offensively. And less turnovers of late.
And Fryer's fouled on the high post. Jordan Gilliam is called for that foul. Well, it's the first of 4 here in Dayton. And so far, no cobwebs. Just a whole lot of action.
Guys, we are missing poses.
You mean passes?
No, poses. The secret to winning is to pause.
I'm taking a step back.
What's the reason?
Sometimes you gotta stop to be, you know, an actual human.
Take a minute to celebrate, right?
Or 20. Pause is power.
Hey, I get it. Commitment can be scary, but not when you're saving up to 15% with Subscribe and Save at Amazon. You get free repeat delivery on your favorite items. And if things don't work out, you can always cancel. Seriously, no one would judge you if you call it off. Okay.
Learn all the ways to save with Amazon.
And we are back.
We even got our lucky boots.
Okay, but Sarah's on the inside, Daryl's on the outside, always. Okay, come on, what are we doing? Let's focus.
Okay, we've got mango habanero, Asian sing, Parmesan garlic.
Eat them in that order, no exceptions. Not 3 times.
Oh, you guys are like really superstitious, huh?
Randy?
Yeah.
Beer in your left hand.
Left hand. Oh, yeah.
It's always the left.
I'm sorry.
If we lose, it's on you. All right, game's on, let's go. Let's get this dub. Can't say W, it's a jinx.
Randy.
Oh, man, what are we gonna do now?
You could raise your credit scores instantly with Experian.
And I got approved for a great credit card, too.
Experian. Download the free app now.
Your wellness is your journey. And with almonds, an excellent source of magnesium.
Do you have to do that every time?
I do, because I'm an excellent source of magnesium to help support immunity. Whoa, whoa.
California Almonds, your friend in wellness.
Gotcha.
Texas A&M Corpus Christi has a 21-18 lead over Texas Southern. Moments ago, John Rothstein caught up with Texas Southern coach Johnny Jones.
Well, Johnny, they've gotten a couple of easy opportunities. How do you take away their opportunities in transition moving forward?
Taking care of the basketball. We've got a few ill-advised turnovers on the other end. We need attempts and not turnovers. If we're getting shots at the basket, we're great in our half-court defense, but it's very difficult getting back when you turn the ball over in the open floor, and I think that's where they were able to execute down on the other end, shooting quick, getting quick baskets.
Thanks. Have a great rest of the half.
It is loud here at UD Arena. Both bands are into this game, just as the fans are. It's sold out. And they're expecting sellouts throughout the course of March Madness around the country, which is great to see. 2 on the shot clock. Pull-up jumper is no good off the front of the rim by San Antonio Brinson. Etienne gave it off to the corner. P.J. Henry, entry pass inside. Carl Nicholas into the paint. Moves around, too strong off the glass, but Gresham's there to clean it up.
Now, sometimes the best offense is a missed shot when you got the bigs to play volleyball at the rim, and there's a classic example for Texas Southern.
Yeah, Texas Southern guys, 10% of their points come on putbacks like that, and Gresham picks up the the block. His shoulder is healthy, which means he's getting better.
Yeah, because he had shoulder surgery after last season, and took him a little bit of time to get back in rhythm. But boy, he's playing some of his best basketball.
Went to the Final Four with the University of Houston. Also was at UMass. Shot clock is under 10. P.J. Henry calls out the offense. Pull up from 17. It's blocked and pulled out of the air by the Islanders.
Good defense there by Jalen Jackson, the contest on the jumper.
Fryer leaves it off to the top of the free throw line for Keys, and his jumper's no good. Etienne up the floor slowly. Off the high screen, way downtown, and it's good. Oh, that's the first lead of the night for Texas Southern. And Etienne from way downtown.
Etienne with too much daylight, able to window shop over the top and launch that bomb from long range.
He has almost 12 points per game in the last 19. From the corner, Henry gives it up to the free throw line. Diving to the basket is Carl Nicholas, and he's fouled going up. That'll be against Keys, a 2-shot foul.
Etienne, one of the things Coach Jones said about Etienne, when he misses shots, it does not affect his confidence. He loves to put it in motion.
Men put their skin through a lot, day in, day out. That's why Dove Men Body Wash has skin-strengthening nutrients and moisturizers that help rebuild your skin. Dove Men Plus Care, smoother, healthier skin with every shower.
They say when you get a new car, you see it everywhere. But when I was matching my truck on Cars.com, I saw it everywhere. That's what a perfect match does to a person. Cars.com. It's magical.
I'm glad you might be able to cover for me during March Madness.
People say we're kind of alike. Wow.
You're late. Do you have any phone experience?
I do. I made this. Touche. Crochet. It's crochet.
Wow. Okay, you're hired.
You're hired.
I work here.
Oh, yeah.
AT&T 5G is fast, reliable, and secure, even in the madness of March.
I gotta say, the ocean's the most perfect shade of blue. The most royal of all the blues. You know what I mean?
Nah, actually, the sky's the perfect shade of blue. Classier, more distinct, not so one and done.
Guys, we all know what the most elite shade of blue is.
Yeah, a blue that's actually perfect. Undefeated, if you will.
Sue Bird has entered the chat.
Live your best life in any color.
Wow, what a Cinderella story we have here.
And who doesn't love a Cinderella story?
Absolutely.
I mean, you're on the edge of your seat.
Tell me about it.
It's like, is the glass slipper going to fit, or isn't it? And the evil stepsisters almost chase the prince off. It's riveting. And then the carriage turns back into a pumpkin at midnight. And have you ever tried to drive a pumpkin? Very unwieldy.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Geico, proud partner of NCAA March Madness. Go to geico.com and see how much you could save.
Now we gotta make a move.
I'm the one who's still standing. Barely.
Live La Vida Más Fina. And by Geico. You could save even more by bundling home and car insurance.
Texas Southern has taken the lead over Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Moments ago, John Rosti caught up with Steve Lutz, the head coach of the Islanders.
Texas Southern's come back to take the lead, Steve. How do you have to counter that now moving forward?
Well, we've got to do a better job defensively on the glass. They've gotten a couple offensive rebounds and a couple easy putbacks here the last 3 or 4 possessions. And then when we do get the rebound, we're not getting out and running in transition. We've got to do a better job in transition and get some easy baskets. We've not done a great job in the half court of moving the ball enough. So, you know, we got to start it on the defensive end, though.
Thanks. Have a good rest of the half.
Thanks.
All right, John, we appreciate that. Jordan Carl Nicholas to the free throw line where he missed both. And Tennyson, the rebound for the Islanders, gets it off to Murdix. Lapp, how hard is it when you have so many players coming in and out of the game like these two teams do?
You need your assistants are helping as well. But the head coach has to have a sense or a feel, just intuitively knowing his team in terms of the combinations that should be on the floor. Because sometimes you're looking for some offense, some defense. Ideally, you want both. But the reality is certain combinations are stronger in one area more than another.
There's the steal by Texas Southern, Ncaa, and he's fouled at midcourt. Joe Lindsay, the referee, made that call.
In time, I agree with Steve, but also when you have two teams that are so evenly matched like both of these teams, you got to be able to handle the up and down cycles of the game. If you're in an up cycle, you don't want to be too cocky and too arrogant and too careless. If you're in a down cycle, you got to hang in there and fight through adversity. And whomever's able to do that, that's the team that's in the last 3 to 5 minutes that'll take over this game. But this is going to be a dogfight throughout this game.
Gresham doing a little high-low with Carl Nicholas, and a foul is called as he was heading to the paint. That foul is going to go against Miles Smith, number 2.
Well, dangerous to spin dribble. But Jordan Carl Nicholas able to pick up the foul on that slap downward on the ball.
And Carl Nicholas takes the inbounds and gets it off the glass.
And see, that's all the special teams. I know we're playing basketball. That's the special team situations in basketball. Underneath, out of bounds, getting a quick score.
And Carl Nicholas with the block along the baseline. And quickly Texas Southern gets in motion. Lawson to the basket, can't get it to go.
Well, there's been a concerted effort by Texas Southern to put the ball down low as well. And they crawled back into the game as a result. And they're not turning the ball over. They had the 4 early turnovers, but since then only 1. And so really into the game as a result, and they're not turning the ball over. They had the 4 early turnovers, but since then only 1. And so really on the ball.
And Carl Nicholas takes the inbounds and gets it off the glass.
And see, that's all the special teams. I know we're playing basketball. That's the special team situations in basketball. Underneath, out of bounds, getting a quick score.
And Carl Nicholas with the block along the baseline. And quickly Texas Southern gets in motion. Lawson to the basket, can't get it to go.
Well, there's been a concerted effort by Texas Southern to put the ball down low as well. And they crawled back into the game as a result. And they're not turning the ball over. They had the 4 early turnovers, but since then only 1. And so playmaker extraordinaire, midair, body balance, acrobatic, put it off the window. Timeout.
Seriously, are rivalries so intense we can't stay at the same hotel? Rodney, Rhodey, Ramses, you're from the same flock. Okay, fine. Marriott Bonvoy has 30 hotel brands, so we'll get Pirate a room at Courtyard, Chip a room at Westin. Blue Devil, you get the presidential suite at the Ritz-Carlton.
Wait. Just because I play for Duke, I'm not picking favorites. Chip gets Weston's heavily bed.
Constantly changing and evolving. Never quite in the same place. Gone within the blink of an eye. And there's only one way to capture it. Discover the wonders of where an all-weather drive Lexus can take you. Now on 9 models.
Nothing here. Nothing in the walls. Nothing in the vent.
I found a quarter and buttons.
Why?
There's money hiding somewhere in our house.
With Rocket Mortgage, we can use the equity in our home and turn it into cash.
So I can stop looking and we can finally consolidate our debt?
Yes, please stop.
For a better way to find money in your home,
Rocket can.
Rocket.
Let's talk about what is professional today. We can flip the script by getting
Professional does not have shape, does not have limits. I've been a janitor, I've been a designer, I've been an executive.
Creating my own seat at the table was doing
It's
Top decision food.
we can't eat any of this.
Seven of the points have come from the bench. Lab, how important is it to get these bench points at this time of the year?
Well, it's how their team is built. It's a democracy when you look at Texas Southern. They use their depth to wear opponents down, and he doesn't feel there's, Coach Jones that is, there's much of a let-up. Good execution out of bounds play. You talked about special teams or the kicking game, the equivalent in basketball, and Texas Southern excelling in that respect, Avery.
Yeah, that's 5 points on the last 2 underneath out-of-bounds plays. And the great thing about Texas Southern, they're not reinventing themselves. They're not having an identity crisis here in the NCAA tournament. No. They're playing to their strengths. And 17 points off the bench is no surprise, or 20 at this point with that last 3 by John Walker III.
Here's that missed shot on the opposite end by the Islanders. And Faramade fouls P.J. Henry, and he goes to the free throw line. 64% free throw shooter, averaging 14 points per game in his last 3, and he'll have a 1-and-1 opportunity. Yeah, he rattles it home.
Texas Southern, they're doing a really nice job of playing defense without committing silly fouls. Turnovers obviously have hurt them a little bit, but if it was a blind taste test, in some ways you would think that Texas Southern, the way they started the game, would be down. They would have a 4-point deficit.
Instead, they've just matched their largest lead.
Yeah, they do it in different ways. I think part of the reason, Avery, to your point, is when the Islanders get out in transition, they're playing downhill. They have such electrifying athleticism and speed. But Texas Southern, in their own respect, playing inside, executing well, have gotten back into the game and in good position.
Faramade with the handoff to Murdix. Murdix, tough pass, and it's cut off by Carl Nicholas. Jordan Carl Nicholas has played one heck of a first half for Texas Southern. A little hesitation by P.J. Henry initially. And now he'll reset the offense.
Yeah, good judgment, good choice to get organized. Try and get a good one.
And Walker's fouled at the free throw line. Stay tuned for AT&T at the half with Rex Chapman, Seth Davis, Nabil Kareem, and Candace Parker live from Atlanta with analysis of the first half.
This is where experience comes into play. Steve, you and I had the Texas Southern game last year in Bloomington. That was my first time in Bloomington, as a matter of fact. What a historic venue. And John Walker was there with Texas Southern and experience. You know, he made a three, and then he decided to take his man off the bounce. Experience is sometimes the best teacher.
No doubt. And the continuity as well, so important as you build a program, build a team from season to season.
Jalen Jackson up top, shot clock down, close to 10. 1:45 to play here in the first half. Leaves it up top for Brinson, into the paint, foul going up, and he'll get a couple free throws. Clock stops, 1:42 to play in the first half.
And see what I love about that drive. You know, drive the basketball. Defender wasn't in what they call a legal guarding position, and he took advantage of it.
Brinson 64% from the line.
Well, that's something they do on the season, the Islanders. We talked about their 9th in the country in 22 free throw attempts, but they also convert 16 free throws per game.
BR Kicks is your source for everything kicks and fits, from your favorite athletes to latest drops. At BR Kicks, we are all sneakerheads. Scan the QR code to follow BR Kicks.
San Antonio Brinson. I wonder where he get that name, San Antonio.
Well, he's from Thompson, Georgia, so I don't know.
I don't know. I know a little bit about San Antonio.
Yes, you do. We'll give you some time later on to wax poetic about it.
The whole state, for that matter.
Yeah, really.
Governor sitting next to me on my right.
Walker puts it on the deck, tries to knife through the defense. They're going to call an offensive foul. He thought he was getting an N1. Joe Lindsay, the veteran official, made the call. That's his second foul.
Nice job here.
Jalen Jackson stepping in. He's done a lot of things defensively with the block shot, taking the charge, disruptive with his ball pressure as well, getting under opponents.
Murdix goes to the wing for Fryer, down the baseline. Up top for Jackson for three, and it bounces over the backboard and out of bounds.
A lot of times in that situation where he took the charge, depends on your defensive philosophy. A lot of teams, even in college basketball now, they don't like to help off of that strong side corner because that's the easiest three in basketball. But he gave up his body, and then offensively, you got to play off 2 feet and make that easy pass when you're in that situation.
Henry slowly started up the floor, but then a burst of speed. He has it at the logo, under a minute to play. Henry gives it up top to Jordan Carl Nicholas. Outside for John Jones. His runner is no good, up the side of the iron, and then he knocks it out of bounds.
I think you alluded to it, Steve. Nicholas may want to leave that spin move in the locker room at halftime.
Tough to do in traffic, tight quarters. Spin moving in the closet, not the answer.
Yeah, but he's playing hard.
He is.
Murdix calls the timeout. 36.4 to play. Steve Lutz wants to go over things.
Goes topics. I mean, yeah, that's how we go today. Today we're gonna go topics.
Roll it down.
I am.
You don't need a car to listen to Sirius XM. You can listen anywhere. You know that, right?
What? Kevin Hart's last on radio.
Kevin.
And we are in March Madness. It is finally here. We've got Texas A&M Corpus Christi versus Texas Southern. Texas Southern is coached by former LSU coach Johnny Jones. I'm not going to lie to you, I don't know much about these two teams. I watched a little bit of Texas Southern, though, but I will say that this already looks like it's going to be a good game. Texas Southern is up 4 points. Wow, I can't. These 3-4 months have gone by so quickly. I remember thinking about March Madness and just wondering, wishing, damn, I wish it could be March. And now it's March. Now we're here. The month of college basketball. If you guys have your favorite picks of who you think is going to win it, or different regions or whatever the case may be, you guys can talk about it in the chat. Don't forget to like the stream if possible, and also don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys for coming to listen to this game, and we will be back for the Indiana game at 9 o'clock. So just stay tuned. Appreciate every single one of you guys for coming in, and let's enjoy this game.
To get that roll, and he was upset.
And they did have action, so they're taking a look at the last play. It was a really well-designed play, by the way.
Yep, and out of a timeout.
Watch Faramade after the screen slips to the basket.
Well, they're lifting Texas Southern's defense as well, and then create that little foot race to the rim.
I think what they're looking at, guys, is away from the basket. It wasn't where the action was.
Yeah, so in situations like that, they want to force the other big defender who's normally in the low spot. They want to shift him up. They want to basically shift him up here. Yeah.
Gene Steratore is with us. Gene, I know you're watching. What do you see here?
What they're looking at, guys, is where the contact is on the screen. That is away from the ball, opposite side of the court. It's the run through by number 2, White. I don't think it rises to a flagrant, but it's a definite run through. The forearm hits the screener in the chest. To me, it's a hard foul, but it's not a flagrant foul. I just have it as a common foul.
Yeah.
It's number 2 on that play.
Yeah, and that's why I was circling it. That's where the contact happened, and it happens to be A.J. Lawson. But they deemed that it wasn't, unnecessary. It's just a common foul.
All right, so Jalen Jackson will go to the free throw line for a 1-and-1.
Well, Jalen Jackson rewarded for putting his nose in there, trying to put some lumber, set a screen. And again, this is what the Islanders do. They get to the foul line frequently, and they convert. No one's better than Villanova.
No.
This year, they're on track to be the greatest free throw shooting team in college basketball history.
Pretty incredible. So he makes both. He has 4, and it's a 2-point game in favor of Texas Southern. This normally up-tempo offense now can just hold it for one shot.
Yeah, in a situation like this, you really don't want to start this play until you have about 7 seconds. And again, let me capitalize start. You don't want to shoot it at 7 seconds because you want to get the last shot of the half.
They give it off to Rosas. And his ball is fumbled into the open floor. Goes Jackson. He can't convert. And the horn sounds, and that is the end of the first half. Texas A&M Corpus Christi forced some turnovers. They didn't capitalize all half long.
Well, Jalen Jackson again on that possession, indicative of the tenacious defense, the aggressive ball pressure that the Islanders want to impose.
Excuse me, Lab. John Rothstein's with Johnny Jones.
Well, Johnny, you're obviously frustrated by that last play. What really disappointed you?
Oh, just things happen. I wasn't sure if you got bumped or not, but we still got to be strong enough with the basketball to get a shot at the goal, especially there late. It's going into halftime. You want to finish with the momentum. Good thing we got back defensively and got to stop.
E.J. Henry doesn't have a made field goal. He averaged 14 in the SWAC tournament. How big is it to get him going in the second half?
We're excited because we know he's going to come up big for us there in the second half. He'll make plays. We kind of got out of rhythm there a little bit there in the first half. We know that he'll step up and play big for us here in the second half.
Thanks. Have a great second half.
Thank you.
Tom.
All right, so Texas Southern, John Rothstein is on top 32-30 over Texas A&M Corpus Christi. A lot of action in the first half. We'll send you to AT&T in the half after these messages. You're watching the Ncaa Men's Basketball Championship.
I've always focused on my career, but when we found out our son had autism, his future became my focus.
Lavender baths always calmed him. So we turned bath time into a business. And building it with my son has been my dream job.
At Northwestern Mutual,
And we are at halftime, 32-30. Texas Southern is up 2. Let's go over some quick stats. Friars leading Corpus Christi with 7 points, 6 rebounds. Oh, good stat line for him first half. 6 rebounds, 1 assist. He's 3 for 4 from the field. Go over to Texas Southern. The bench players, wow, Walker III is leading Texas Southern Tigers with 8 points, 2 rebounds. He also has 2 turnovers, and he's got 2 fouls, so he's going to have to watch that since he has a hot hand. He's 2 for 4 from the three-point line. Good first half for him. A TNA, or a teen. 8 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal for him. He's 1 for 2 from the three-point line, 3 for 3 from the free throw line. Quite honestly, this is a close game. This might go down to the wire. I do have faith in Johnny Jones' coach basketball teams. He's a great coach. I love the way how he coaches. It's like most of his teams, not most, usually all his teams are just mature and well composed. So we will see how they carry themselves this second half. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you could like the stream, it would be much appreciated. And you can talk in the chat about, your favorite teams in the tournament and where you think they're going to be and where you think they're going to go. You can subscribe as well. That would be much appreciated as well. And yeah, let's get back to this halftime show. Hopefully they're back so we could listen to some basketball, not these commercials.
He's on 3 networks.
You're going to blast that lady sound.
And they are not back. So we will just continue to talk basketball. So let's go over some team stats. Texas Southern is shooting 40% from the field compared to Texas A&M Corpus Christi's 36%. They're both shooting around 30% from the three-point line. The rebounding, surprisingly, Texas A&M Corpus Christi is up by 4 on rebounds and up on assists, which is strange because I'm a firm believer in rebounds and assists. The team with the most rebounds and most assists does end up, I'll say 90% of the time, they end up winning the game. So in this situation, the losing team, even though they're only down by 2, so it's a close game, so it could be anybody's ball game. But the losing team has those stats, so we never know. It might make it interesting moving on in the second half. But usually the team with the most rebounds and most assists at the end of the game usually does end up winning. It just means that they were playing better defense, boxing out, getting that ball, basically giving them more chances to score. And also with assists, you're moving the ball correctly. You're not, ball hogging, keeping the ball in one spot. You're moving the ball, make sure everybody touches it. Quite honestly, like I said, I don't really know much about these two teams. I've watched like 2 or 3 Texas Southern games. They were good games. I know they lost 1 or 2, if I'm not mistaken, that I watched. But they look like a good ball club. And like I said, any team that's coached by Johnny Jones is usually going to be a good team. They were 18-12, so the regular season wasn't what they wanted, but I'm sure they'll make some noise in this tournament if given a chance. If you could like the stream, it would be much appreciated. You could also talk in the chat about the games, future games. And yeah, let's get back to this halftime show. Hopefully they're back. Don't really know about basketball, but I'm 100 deep on DraftKings. A&M, let's go. Hey man, I'll tell you this, bro. I've realized this in betting and sports betting. You gotta trust your gut. Trust your gut. Your first instinct is usually right. As when you start second guessing and you start saying, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this, maybe I shouldn't bet on this team, that's when usually the bets don't go in your favor. You trust your first instinct, it will go sometimes in your favor. Let me not say sometimes, most of the time.
I agree with you. I like teams that have a go-to guy. So if we are talking about a game that's going to go down to the last couple of possessions, everybody knowing where you go. The flip side to that is if you're Johnny Jones, you've got so many different ways to go, feel your way through the game. Who's feeling good? Who's hot? What lineup combinations are working? Who has the best matchups? He's done a really good job, Rex, like you said, settling down his guys and now kind of figuring out his way through this game, which is what he's done all year.
And that's got to be a certain comfort level, right, for the starters, too, knowing night in, night out you're going to get production from the bench.
Yeah, I think it's, that certain comfort level, but also it kind of ups your game because as a starter, going into this second half, you have to start better. Obviously, I think it's taking care of the little things. You think about the free throw line, both teams, 5 of 9, 4 of 9. You've seen sloppy play. You've seen turnovers. And all of that is jitters. They have to settle down in the second half. I think it's going to be one of those, rocky halftime talks by both coaches.
That's where we got to get the mics in there and find out what they're saying. But 32-30, it should be a good finish in that one. Coming up, we got Wyoming and Indiana. Mike Woodson, the message is clear here. Buckets. How about that? Look at that stroke right there.
Yeah, you're not used to play against Mike. By the way. I used to play against Mike. That's how old I am.
Come on,
I'm not saying anything right.
Come on, Ray.
I just met you, man. I'm not saying that.
Is that how you get to close out, Race?
There.
There's a moment. The moment we ask, what if?
What if we could go further, jump higher, or run the whole thing? What if we could be who we're meant to be?
And become who you look up to. This is the moment it all starts.
This is the moment it all starts.
But only if we get the chance to have it.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? With today's home values, this is the perfect time to sell and make those dreams real. At ColdwellBanker.com, you can get an instant estimate on your home, compare cost of living city by city, and learn more about our revolutionary seller's assurance program. So it's never been more true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams. At ColdwellBanker.com.
I'm a fancy exercise bike newbie, and I've gone from 0 to obsessed in 3 days. Woo!
Come on, Milwaukee, after me.
After riding 12 miles of nowhere, I'm taking a detour. And if you don't have the right home insurance coverage, you could be working out a way to pay for this yourself.
Get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem for a whole lot less.
March Madness!
The kind of moments they talk about for a lifetime.
Like a miracle, a March miracle.
Not only wanting to create great basketball players, but also turn them into men. Why is that something that's important to you?
Because a guy by the name of Bob Knight did that for me. Basketball is such a short-lived career in terms of dribbling the ball up and down the floor. These young guys don't know that right now. They think that it's something that's going to last the rest of their life. You got to rely on your education, which is first and foremost with me, and then basketball is secondary. It's my job to try to see that you go out in the workforce and figure it out.
There were some great words there from Mike Woodson as they head into this game, and some great perspective for a team that almost didn't make this tournament. Indiana.
Well, how about being down 17 to Michigan with 11 minutes to go in their Big Ten tournament game? I mean, they were really staring into the abyss, and you just have to give Coach Woodson so much credit. His first year as a college head coach obviously has a ton of experience at the NBA level, and there's a lot of adjusting for him. dealing with younger players. And I can't imagine the adjustment of dealing with players who just aren't nearly as talented as what you're used to doing. But the most important thing he did was hold that locker room together. And it's interesting, that comment about him and Coach Knight. I did a story on this early in the year. I didn't realize Mike Woodson was always one of Bob Knight's favorites. And so he offers a bridge for this program between what they have going now and that past. And that bridge had been blown up many years ago. And I think without those good vibrations, you don't come back from a huge second half deficit with your season on the line. And he's got a great front court player in Trace Jackson Davis, and a real credit to him, and a good sign for the future with him at the helm.
What do you look at this game?
I think now, in a generation where everybody wants to shoot threes and everybody wants to get out, it's just Wyoming and their ability to play through the post. You look at Maldonado and his experience as a fifth-year senior. He's a big guard, and I think the Hoosiers are going to have their work cut out for them, defending this big guard that not only can create for himself, but is a big creator off of that block for his teammates. I mean, you look at the entire NBA, the entire basketball in general is predicated on getting the ball in the paint. You have a point guard that is capable of doing that himself, getting to the position, and then you have another post player in Iki being able to get to the block, to create, to play through physicality. We talk about the Hoosiers' defense. Well, it's going to be tested tonight. I agree. You make a great point. And Maldonado is one thing. Graham Ncaa is another thing. And he's big. He'll battle Trace Jackson all night long. What I really like about this team is that Indiana, Mike Woodson, I grew up watching Mike Woodson play at Indiana. One of my favorite guys to watch up. I grew up watching a lot of Big Ten basketball. College basketball is better when the Indiana Hoosiers are good. I like that they dipped back into their tradition. They have taken a hit over the last few years. Mike Woodson came in, and after he suspended guys, they started playing better. Kudos to Mike Woodson. Kudos to Indiana. Go Hoosiers.
Indiana is good when Xavier Johnson has been good. And he has been outstanding the last, 8 games or so?
8 games, 18 points per game, 45% from 3. And so he comes in, he transfers in from Pittsburgh. So we know they have this great front court with Trace Jackson Davis and Race Thompson. Their guard play has not been good, frankly, for most of the season, which is why they were that close to not being in this tournament. He has the ability to score. He has the ability to make plays. He has not, frankly, shown the ability to run a team. And so that's what I want to see from him and their perimeter tonight. Rob Finney was starting to play well, and then he got hurt again. So Xavier Johnson's been their most dependable backcourt player, and he hasn't been, hugely dependable. So, yes, he's playing well late. Let's see what he does tonight against a Wyoming team. For folks, who've been watching this Mountain West Conference all season, there's really high-quality basketball, and it's a very tough and physical conference. So Indiana's going to be in for a grinder tonight. If you can make a few outside jump shots, you have a little bit more margin for error. I like the Cowboys in this one, but if Xavier comes to play, then it could be the Hoosiers.
And I almost thought you were talking to Hoosiers there. Hoosiers over the Cowboys.
Yeah, there you go.
Bloodlines sometimes come into fact. Graham Ncaa, both his father and grandfather played in the NFL.
Oh, there you go. The more you know. There you go. Now let's go to Lily, who's inside the madness.
Very secure. One team has secured the win, the other team has secured the loss. The coach has secured his job, and the clock has secured the time. And Lily. Security is asking us to lead this way. Okay, thank you, sorry.
They seem nice. AT&T 5G is fast, reliable, and secure, even in the madness of March.
Oh, yeah, it's fast. It's fast. Fast like a rabbit. Papa, it's fast. Fast like a jaguar. It's brisk. It's snappy. Fast like a dog that's particularly fast. Oh, AT&T 5G? It's fast. You ready?
Okay, it's time.
Yeah.
You ready?
I need 5 more minutes.
It's been 3 hours.
That went by fast. Oh, that was a good one.
AT&T 5G is fast, reliable, and secure, even in the madness of March.
The bigger the dream, the bigger the team.
And if there do be a dream, the dream has to include me. I hope that dream's dream is for me to be free.
This is what we do.
Recipes that tell a story. Moments that call for a celebration. Experience P.F. Chang's.
The mountains or the seashore? Into the city or far from it? You and all your friends, or just you and the open sky. The experiences we never forget come from the choices we make, including this one, the Wagoneer, or the Grand Wagoneer. Grand Adventures. The choice is yours.
To them, the whole world looks like an opportunity, one to be seized, built upon, and made better for their sport and the people around it. To student athletes, every opportunity is a chance to change what could be and show the world what opportunity can do.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NCAA for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any picture, description, or accounts of the game without the NCAA's consent is prohibited.
It's halftime here in Dayton, where Texas Southern's up 2. We'll be back with the second half right after these messages. You're watching the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship.
Assuming you get the house.
Play for it.
Oh, you're on.
Come on, baby, got this.
Out! Don't play games when the competition is this fierce.
Use a verified approval from Rocket Mortgage. It confirms your income, credit, and assets so sellers know that your offer is serious.
When you want to play to win, Rocket can. Rocket.
Best ever? Good question. Wait, why do you sound like Dr. J in your head? I've always sounded like Dr. J in my head, which means Dr. J's outside voice sounds like my inside voice? Which Coke? The doc would know. He got the world to call him doctor without going to med school. There's only one best ever.
It's basketball's greatest night. The kind of moments they talk about for a lifetime. The national championship game on TBS.
After 20 years of fighting, all I want to say is I'm living a dream. Let's go!
She's on a mission. Big, strong, powerful.
He came to AEW and he put himself on the map.
Nothing's impossible in this life. I was once you, and I made it happen.
I outworked everyone from day one.
Never give up on your dream.
Truly a special kind of athlete.
AEW Wednesday Night Dynamite at 8 on TBS and anytime on the app.
I can't wait to find out who the rat is.
Me too.
It's a thrilling culinary whodunit.
Every week, 6 new cooks compete.
15 minutes left.
That's rude.
That's burning.
One cook tries to secretly ruin everyone's dish.
That's too much salt, baby.
Who will be sabotaged?
How do we fix this?
It's unfixable.
Will the cook succeed?
Oh, no.
Or will the rat win it all?
Ready to figure it out?
Rat in the Kitchen, a new competition series. Premieres March 31st on TBS.
Coverage of the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament is sponsored by Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Is it the best Coke ever? GMC. We are professional grade. GMC. Pizza Hut. Order today at pizzahut.com. And by Samsung Galaxy S22 series.
Back at the University of Dayton Arena in Dayton, Ohio. Let's take a look at our first half stats. Brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. It's 32-30. Texas Southern is on top. Neither team is really shooting from beyond the arc too much. A combined 5 for 16. Along with Avery Johnson, Steve Lavin, I'm Tom McCarthy. All right, Lav, what stands out to you?
I think the bench points, 22-10 in favor of the Tigers. And Johnny Jones using his bench very liberally in terms of the way he substitutes. They go 10 deep and trying to wear out the Islanders.
Yeah, with Texas A&M Corpus Christi, they're going to have to make some three-point shots because Texas Southern block shots have definitely been bothering them. It's been a block party for Texas A&M, for Texas Southern. those guys inside, Grisham, Nicholas, these guys, man, they do a great job of defending the ball, contesting without fouling, and it's going to be very important for Texas A&M Corpus Christi to knock down more than 2 3-pointers that they made in the first half.
John Rossi, what do you got, buddy?
Well, Tom, Avery and Coach Steve Lutz are in the same mindset. Steve Lutz just telling me a couple of minutes ago his team has to make 3-point shots to open up the Texas Southern defense. Bryson Gresham is changing everything at the front of the rim. Driving lanes will open if they can make some shots, Tom.
Yeah, and Gresham only played 9 minutes in the first half. In fact, there were 4 bench players for Texas Southern that had more minutes than 4 starters in tonight's game.
Interchangeable pieces, parts.
Islanders with the basketball to begin the second half for the chance to move on to face Kansas in the first round of the Ncaa tournament. 3-pointer from the left wing is no good by Fryer. And here comes Texas Southern. P.J. Henry brings it into the open floor. Carl Nicholas had a pretty good first half. He's trying to back his way in. That's a high dribble, nearly lost it. Got control, kicks it out. Miles Smith with the drive, too high off the glass. And the rebound is taken down by the Islanders. And Mushila looked like he was fouled and fouled hard.
Yeah, Texas A&M Corpus Christi started that half off trying to knock down the 3. You can still look for 3-point shots, but you got to maybe try to get the ball in the paint first and play inside out.
You explore other opportunities. Late clock, you can always launch a rocket. But give yourself a chance to play through the paint, get fouled, play inside out, all the good things that come from exploring a better shot.
Isaac Mushila, who is the newcomer of the year in the conference, all-conference second team, he inbounded that basketball and then was kind of wiping his face because he got hit in the chop so much. A.J. Lawson knocked the ball out of bounds for Texas Southern. There's Mushila from the Congo.
Look for Jalen Jackson to be more aggressive in the second half. 13 points in their closeout game in conference tournament championship.
He's the one with the basketball. He just gave it up to Keys. Shot clock is down to 7. Murdoch slips it. Everybody off their feet, and there's the blocked shot and the foul. And we're going to get a couple of free throws for the Islanders as Keys will go to the line. Carl Nicholas called for his 3rd personal foul, and that's something to watch even with the depth of Texas Southern. So DeLazarus Keys averaged 8.5 points per game in conference play. 67% from the free throw line. And the first one no good. Now you just saw that note. They get to the line over 22 times per game, which is part of their game plan.
Yeah, and when you're shooting 74% as a team from the line, you want to live there. And speaking of the Southland Conference, you know what school the commissioner, Chris Grant, graduated from?
Well, I saw the smile on your face when you were talking to him today.
Southern University.
He's a Southern University man. And a beautiful drive to the basket by Carl Nicholas. He has 6. I got to tell you, watching film doesn't do him justice when you watch him in person.
Yeah, nice versatility as well.
Before 31, Mushila gives it up to Jalen Jackson. Jackson into the paint, kicks it back outside. Jumper by Keys, no good. And here's P.J. Henry leading the break. Henry right to the basket, and he tried to kick it out to A.J. Lawson, but Lawson was trying to trail.
Yeah, loved this drive by Nicholas. Did a nice job. He didn't resort to the spin as he did in the first half. It was just a straight power move to the basket.
Well, Lab said, you know, you go to the locker room, you got to tell them not to spin next time.
Much more efficient there on that straight line drive.
Murdoch's off the screen, can't convert. Gresham with the rebound.
Texas Southern really checking on the boards. One and done for the Islanders.
P.J. Henry dishes to the corner, and that 3-pointer is good by Etienne. 31%. He has 11. Murdoch's snaking through the paint to Jackson, right side of the lane. And a baseline jumper by Keys. That's a beauty.
Jackson's decisions have been on point throughout. You can see why the coaching staff so impressed with the winning choices he makes at both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively.
Oh, Nicholas, that's a tough shot. Trying to get his own rebound. He's volleyballing it up. And here come the Islanders, down 4.
I like the push by Jackson with the head up, the vision, with a feed into the post.
They go to Fryer in the corner. He wanted it for 3. Got it to go.
But see, that was all Jalen Jackson. That's one of those hockey assists, right? You didn't get the assist, but you passed it to the man, your teammate, and then he got the assist. But he's got a good panoramic vision of the court in the half court in transition. He's doing a nice job of quarterbacking the team here in the second half.
And the answer by Henry, who's fouled going up. All right, so extra passes, they talked about this a lot.
I like the poise with the double team, the kick out, and then the one more. So ball reversal in play. No wasted dribbles, but instead transporting the ball through the air and getting that high percentage look on the backside where the math is favorable. Yeah.
P.J. Henry going to the free throw line. The Tigers 5 of 9 from the line tonight.
It's always good when the ball can access the paint either via pass, penetration.
Nice friendly roll. First 4 coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship begins tomorrow at 7 on ESPNU. For more information on game times and listings, go to ncaa.com. Second shot for P.J. Henry. Again, Tigers with no double-figure scores, averaging no double-figure scores all season long. They have 1 in double figures. It's Etienne today. While the Islanders on the offensive ends. Sheila gives up his dribble. Jalen Jackson. You can see that Jackson, though, has a different mindset in this second half. They slip it down to the baseline to Mushila. Backing his way in. Shot clock at 5, and it's blocked away by Gresham. His hands all over the place.
Again, the Islanders have to be alert to the size disadvantage and kick that ball out, get a better look.
That wasn't a bad look by Gresham. Jalen Jackson tried to slip it. He does awkwardly, but the conversion's no good. Gresham with the rebounds.
Excellent pass in that situation.
A.J. Lawson count the buckets.
A big swing there. A layup at one end missed. A bunny at point-blank range. And Texas Southern, the Tigers get out in transition for the easy bucket. Why not? Take it to the hoop, absorb the foul, and finish. Timeout.
You had me at Allison 10-speed transmission. Features available on GMC Sierra Heavy Duty. Premium and capable. That's professional grade from GMC.
1, 2, 3.
Regulate. Hey. The new season just dropped. Enter the Big Dinner Box from Pizza Hut. 2 pizzas, breadsticks, and wings all in one box. You'll run out of episodes before you run out of food. The Big Dinner Box, only from Pizza Hut. No one outpizzas the Hut.
Stuff. We love stuff. And there's some really great stuff out there. But I doubt that any of us will look back on our lives and think, I wish I'd bought an even thinner TV. Found a lighter light beer. Or had an even smarter smartphone. Do you think any of us will look back in our lives and regret the things we didn't buy? Or the places we didn't go?
The Aflac Pre-Pain Show.
Aflac!
Ooh, Mark is about to become a living pinata.
Luckily, Aflac will help cover his unexpected medical bills.
Aflac?
I don't think he has any candy in there.
Am I at least gonna get hit hard enough to forget this?
Nobody's gonna forget this ever. I'm gonna call his mama.
Aflac! Aflac!
Official partner of March Madness.
There's Bryson Gresham, who's 1 block shy of 80 for his career. He has 3 tonight. He will be part of the inaugural HBCU All-Star Game Sunday, April 3rd at 4 p.m. on CBS, taking place in New Orleans, home of the Final Four, and Avery's hometown. You would have been in that game, Avery, if it was back in the day.
Yes, sir. When you average 13.3 assists a game, which that record still stands today, choose me for that, select me for that game. Brian Custer will be on the call. The great Clark Kellogg will join me as an analyst, and A.J. Ross will handle the sideline reporting.
Awesome. We're all looking forward to it. And by the way, folks, when Avery, who is the most humble person I've met, when he's talking about the 13.3 assists, Lav, he did not brush anything off his shoulder in your direction, did he?
None.
Lawson with the missed free throw, and the Islanders back on offense. Tennyson for 3, no good. And there's Gresham with an athletic rip down with one hand.
8th rebound on the game. Talked about the 3 block shots as well.
Carl Nicholas tried to leave it for Gresham. He turned it over. And now the Islanders slowly bring it up the floor. Down 4. Tennyson for 3. Yes!
Oh, same spot he missed one from. Love the amnesia, the short memory. That's what shooters got to do. Lock and load, launch a rocket. Why not? Bottoms.
Yeah, 3rd-team All-Southland Conference player. Nice stroke. Shoots 37% from the three-point line. He's made 71 threes this year, so it's not going to be gun shy.
Carl Nicholas in the paint, leaning, and a foul is going to be called on Faramade.
And it's good when you know how to relocate in situation. Here's the relocation. Defender made it a defensive mistake. Poor closeout. Hand down.
Jordan Carl Nicholas to the free throw line, makes the first. Play the official men's bracket game of NCAA March Madness. The Capital One NCAA March Madness Men's Bracket Challenge is ready for your picks. So get your bracket started now at play.ncaa.com or in the March Madness Live app.
On that last 3-point shot with the defender, you have to close out in such a way where you're under the guy's jersey.
Etienne gets that long rebound, and his basket is no good, but he's going to go to the free throw line.
Wow, doesn't it feel like Texas A&M, they're just imposing their size. Texas Southern, they're just imposing their size on Texas A&M Corpus Christi.
Yeah, the size at the rim, the resistance has been impressive. They're also checking on the boards and rebounding so they can get down the floor. But I think their half-court execution's been impressive, too, in terms of being patient, making the extra pass, getting organized if they don't have the numbers in the break.
By the way, they're also not subbing as much, so they just subbed there with John Walker coming in, and that gives Carl Nicholas a chance to take a breather.
And unlike in the first half, John Walker III, it felt like he was in the game in the first 30 seconds after those 2 turnovers to start the game.
Etienne converts both free throws. He's now 5 for 5. He has 13. Heading toward the 14-minute mark here in the second half. 4-point lead for Texas Southern. The winner advancing to Thursday's matchup against #1 Kansas.
I like the way Jackson surveys the floor.
And Gresham with another block. Get it out. But the follow is no good by Keys.
Yeah, Texas Southern boxes out like an old-fashioned team in the 1970s or 80s. Ball goes up, they turn and look for a body and put lumber on you. Here's the Gresham block shot hanging in the air. He swats it away.
And see, a lot of times with shot blockers, it's also about positioning and vision. A lot of times we want to talk about vision of a point guard, but it's also vision of bigs. You have to be able to see man and ball and be in the right position.
Walker through some traffic is able to slide it home. This is the largest lead of the night for Texas Southern, up 45-39.
Again, an attack on the rim, an attack of the paint, a conscious effort or amplified effort by the Tigers to search for those higher percentage looks.
Johnny Jones just saw Gresham pick up his second foul. And it's the third team foul of the half. What did Johnny Jones say? He said, I love the fact that he has Final Four experience at the University of Houston. How about that? Just attacking is Tennyson, and it's off the front of the rim for his 9th point.
Yeah, Tennyson, he drove and said, let me push this shot blocker underneath the basket with this little, what we used to call a chicken wing. I know you don't eat chicken, Steve.
I love breasts. I love chicken breasts. Matter of fact, I just had some in New York at Blue Ribbon downtown in Soho a couple days ago.
The Gresham with the putback.
I had the mashed potatoes as well with gravy.
I'm a wing proud guy. You're making me hungry, Steve.
Miles Smith entry pass. And Keys off the front. So we got some action going with the big men now. That's 5 points for Keys.
Yeah, Keys got a different temperament this second half. A little bit gunshot in the first half. Hesitant.
Whoa, talk about hesitation.
There it is.
Henry.
On point.
He's got 5. It's a 6-point game again. It's his first field goal, by the way, which is surprising. Miles Smith trying to answer, and that's a foul on P.J. Henry.
Hesitation, the change of pace, the stop and start, stutter step, different terminology for it, but so effective at freezing the defense and then seizing that hole, take it to the daylight, get a bucket.
Miles Smith to the line, missed the first one.
And it's interesting with teams how they start practice. Some teams start practices off with defensive drills and slides and closeouts and rebounding, and then others start practices off with ball handling and passing and skill development. And that looks like a picture-perfect skill development type pre-practice or starter practice move.
No doubt. The way he sat down, low with the ball as well, close to the floor.
By the way, you saw Gresham went off. Rosas is back in for the first time in this half. P.J. Henry working off the high screen. Walker wanted a quick handoff, but it wasn't as quick as he would like. To the basket is Etienne, and the ball is knocked away. And the Islanders down 5. Nice crossover.
Key should have rolled a little bit faster initially on that play.
Bounce pass down low to Keys. Keys underneath, has it blocked away. And here come the Tigers in transition. P.J. Henry to the corner for 3. It's no good. And the offensive board and the putback no good by Lawson.
Good pace here, high octane. Both teams looking to push it early offense.
Tennyson for 3. He cans it again.
How about it? Gets great lift. His feet are organized. Flexion, trajectory, and follow through all on point.
Well, he has 12. He's now 2 of 4 from beyond the arc.
And it's great that Coach Lutz talked to John Rothstein coming out of half, that they confirmed what we already thought. Texas A&M Corpus Christi, they're going to have to knock down some threes all the way from the island of Corpus Christi.
Am I really stuck here?
You sure are. High-def cameras capture hundreds of terabytes of data that is then rendered into dynamic videos like this.
Who are you?
I'm an investor in Invesco QQQ, a fund that gives me access to NASDAQ 100 innovations like volumetric video technology. Selfie? No, I don't like that one. Okay.
Become an agent of innovation with Invesco QQQ.
Before investing, carefully read and consider fund objectives, risk, charges, expenses, and more in prospectus at Invesco.com. No more busted brackets, fellas. I booked the final fortune teller and got 1.5% cash back with my Capital One Quicksilver card.
Final fortune teller?
Is it sorcery?
No, man, it's magic.
I'm back.
Here we go again.
Abaca madness. I've been shocked. I call it the old switcheroo.
You should see how you two look. I have never seen anything this funny.
Sam? Well, it's break time.
Y'all ready to hippity hop on out of here? I want a salad.
So I was watching Maisel on Prime Video.
You miss me?
I so want her life. Oh, or the board game. I wonder what other funny shows are. Yep, watching this.
What do you want, a fortune cookie? Like what?
Isn't he in? Yes, crazy.
Check this out.
Guys, I'm fine. I'm seriously fine.
You leave, you right?
Those sprinkles in your hair.
When all the comedy is in one place, entertainment never ends. See where it takes you. Prime Video.
Hey, Toby, can we get a couple of the games on?
Not that kind of TV. These are digital menus to let people know that breakfast is half off when you order through the app.
So, no games.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Official breakfast of March Madness.
Did I find my new car on Cars.com? Or did it find me? From the price to the remote start, it's like Cars.com saw into my soul.
Let me give you another minute.
Cars.com. It's magical.
Your home internet is going ultra. Introducing Verizon 5G Home. See ya, cable. With 5G Home, you get blazing fast 5G ultra-wideband internet to power your entire home.
I'm ordering pizza.
Yeah, I could eat.
What's our new address?
I don't know. Set it up yourself in under 5 minutes. No drama. And look here, 5G Home is 50% off with your unlimited plan. Just $25 a month, no contracts, no hidden fees. What do you say to that? Shh, right, you enjoy that internet. Verizon is going ultra with home internet at our best price.
Our tournament summary, 7 teams from Texas in the field, including the 2 tonight. And on this date, Coach K wins first NCAA tournament game at Duke. March 15th, 1985. We were all talking about where we were at that point. I was a junior in high school. Avery, what did you say you were?
I was a sophomore in college.
Yeah, and Lav?
I was a junior in college.
Yeah. Lav, the elder statesman.
Rub it in.
Yeah.
The only problem with that graphic is the fans can potentially guess our age.
Well, the Islanders down 2, got a chance to tie it or take the lead as we head toward 11 minutes to play here in the second half for a chance to move on to face Kansas in the first round.
See if they play through the hot hand, little NBA flavor, taking their time here, executing, but right back to the hot hand.
And there it is, Tennessee, Kansas, third one. It's the first lead since 3:26 to play in the first half for Texas A&M Corpus Christi.
Yeah, I've been so impressed coming out of timeouts with Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Just their action. They know exactly where they want the ball to go.
They're 4 of 6, Avery, in the second half from the three-point line, starting to light it up from behind the arc.
And then you have to know in a situation like this, when you're guarding a screener, you have to get up on that screen just in case you may need to have an emergency switch. You can't be in no man's land in that situation.
I like the spacing there, a little two-man game stretched in the deep corner, but lifted enough where there was the back cut option if he was overplayed or denied, so it gave him an option to either catch and shoot or basket cut.
John, what did you hear before?
Well, Johnny Jones, guys, is telling his guys to protect the paint on defense. That's a priority. Obviously, the strength of Texas Southern is the shot blocking. 4 block shots already tonight for Bryson Gresham, 6 as a team. Offensively, he wants them to drive, try to get easy baskets, Tom.
Yeah, so far it's the Islanders are getting some easy baskets recently. Shot clock is at 5. They try to lean it in. The pinball goes to Murdix. Murdix gets the bounce off the side of the rim. It's a 3-point Islanders lead.
Impressive body control by Murdix. Hung in the air. Some contact, still finishes.
Wow, how about that answer by Etienne?
When you're talking about body control and strength and sheer will to just finish that play and muscle that basket in.
He has 15 points. Fryer pulls up inside the arc. Ball's tipped around, and the rebound is taken down by Johnny Walker. P.J. Henry quickly up the floor, and his pass is cut off. For Amade, got some hands and some legs on it. And now the foul on P.J. Henry at midcourt. Johnny Jones can't believe it. Play the official men's bracket game of NCAA March Madness. The Capital One NCAA March Madness Men's Bracket Challenge is ready for your picks. So get your bracket started now at play.ncaa.com or in the March Madness Live app. Well, they both had hands on each other. "13 turnovers tonight for Texas Southern. Baramade had his hand off to Jalen Jackson, tipped for a moment. They leave it up top for Smith. Missed jumper is good. He cans the three-pointer. It's a 4-point game, 55-51. Miles Smith, 31% from beyond the arc. And a foul called on Smith.
It's just amazing how lost on the weak side with some of the Texas Southern defenders here, you know, in that situation. Walker's in no man's land.
Islanders have taken the lead. Timeout called by Texas Southern.
And I walk out and my car is dented.
Oh, Geico does offer 20.
And we have a great game ahead of us. 55-51, Texas A&M Corpus Christi up 4. I do believe they were down at half. Yeah, they were down 2 at halftime. And Tennyson has caught fire. He's 3 for 5 from the field, 15 points. He's coming off the bench as well. Shout out to him. I will say, yeah, so shooting-wise, from the 3 at least, the Islanders are shooting much better than Texas Southern. They're shooting about, just about 20% better than Texas Southern. Like, I don't know if you guys remember me saying it, but one thing that I do believe in is rebounds and assists. The team with the most rebounds and most assists does win the game. And they're neck and neck for rebounds, but you look at those assists, man. I mean, like I'm telling you, it matters. The Islanders have 5 more assists, 13-8, than Texas Southern, and it's showing. It's definitely showing. Their ball movement is good. I mean, you got bench players stepping up. Tennyson is 6 for 10 from the field, 4 rebounds. He's got a steal. We go over to Texas Southern. Once again, it's looking like the bench players are balling out today. Etienne, he's 2 for 4 from the 3-point line, 15 points, 3 rebounds, an assist, a steal. He's also got those 2 turnovers. He's got to watch that and take care of the ball. Walker the third, 10 points, 3 rebounds, a steal for him. Wow. I won't lie, I did have Texas Southern winning this game just based on the fact that I feel like they might just have more experience with Johnny Jones being their coach. Johnny Jones has taken pretty much a lot of teams far wherever he is. But definitely the Islanders are looking to... Wouldn't really be an upset though, right? Because they have a better record. Yeah, they're 23-11, but I kind of do believe that Texas Southern is slightly... They have to be the favorites, right? Wait, let me check the percentages real quick. Win probability. Oh, wow. Okay. So the win probability is 60-40. Interesting. But I appreciate everybody for tuning into the stream. If you could like the stream, it would be much appreciated. Don't forget to talk in the chat as well. And subscribe. And let's get back to this game.
Continue to run offense and get things going away from the rim. Very composed, very confident, Tom.
Well, I'll tell you what, you want confidence. How about the shots that are being blocked by Texas Southern here tonight?
Yeah, and A.J. Lawson didn't quit on that play, was unsuccessful on the offensive end, didn't complain, didn't pout, got back and made a incredible block. That's what March Madness is all about.
And B.J. Henry with a boardwalk shot. He just tossed it up as he curled through the paint. He has 7. It's a 2-point game. 8 minutes to play in the second half. Fryer up top. Faramade leads it underneath for the slicing Tennyson. He lays it in with his left hand. 7:49 to play in the second half. Action on the floor here at Dayton.
I'm glad you might be able to cover for me during March Madness.
People say we're kind of alike.
Wow. You're late. Do you have any phone experience?
I do. I made this.
Touche.
Crochet. It's crochet.
Wow. Okay, you're hired.
You're hired.
I work here.
Oh, yeah.
AT&T 5G is fast, reliable, and secure, even in the madness of March.
Hey, just cashed a check, and I'm about to blow it all on chocolate. Yum, 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 chocolate. Sweet tooth, baby, make that dollar stretch.
I gotta say, the ocean's the most perfect shade of blue. The most royal of all the blues. You know what I mean?
Nah, actually, the sky's a perfect shade of blue. Classier, more distinct, not so one and done.
Guys, we all know what the most elite shade of blue is.
Yeah, a blue that's actually perfect. Undefeated, if you will.
Sue Bird has entered the chat.
Live your best life in any color.
Iggy the bearded dragon ate a fly.
Whoa, Mom, is this your new Buick?
It's our new Buick.
Did you know Iggy can change color to communicate?
I forgot to submit my essay.
Mom, my phone's almost dead. Put it on the wireless charger.
Mom.
Use your Buick's Wi-Fi and upload it now.
That was fast.
He can hiss like a cat. And he gets up on his hind legs and... Mom, where's Iggy?
I think I know where he is.
How do you stay so calm?
Massaging seat.
The new 3-row Buick Enclave. The family SUV designed around you.
Assuming all NBA players want rings. It's like assuming State Farm doesn't have great rates.
Why do we have coasters if nobody gonna use them?
For surprisingly great rates that fit any budget, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
Chipotle's all-new Pollo Asado starts with fresh grilled chicken, hand-cut cilantro, finished with fresh lime, guajillo peppers, and garlic. All to make our new Pollo Asado bright, flavorful, and uniquely Chipotle.
Well, Avery, I know you like what Travion Tennyson's been doing here.
Yeah, and it's just like he's getting his shots individually when he thinks he can win his individual matchup. Obviously, he's shooting the three better, taking the ball to the basket, and then when the defense makes a mistake off of those staggered screens, he's making the defense pay.
Yeah, impressive that he's not settling for threes. His movement without the basketball, using his teammates to free himself up for jump shots. You saw the back cut against the overplay, the dribble drives, complete package.
Little full court pressure by the Islanders off this timeout. A timeout because there was moisture on the floor, so it turned out to be our under 8 timeout. Texas Southern with the basketball heading to the basket. John Walker is fouled going up. We mentioned the winner of this game moves on to face #1 Kansas. How about that other matchup on Thursday? San Diego State against Creighton.
Two stout defensive teams. Coach McDermott through the years known more for his offense and the let-it-fly approach, get down the floor, lock and load, shoot threes. This team, more stout, has improved, is the #1 defense in the Big East. And, of course, San Diego State for years under Steve Fisher and now Brian Dutcher have been regular participants in the tournament because of defense.
Yeah. In fact, Steve Lutz, who was under McDermott at Creighton as an assistant coach, as the second shot is good by Walker. He'll check out. Jordan Carl Nicholas checks in. Steve said that what Greg McDermott taught him is don't put anyone in your locker room you wouldn't have play with your son. So that's what he tries to do from a recruiting standpoint. He said, I went with all these JUCOs, he said, because I know that if I had 5-star guys, they wouldn't want to take bus trips.
What is he talking about? Eating hamburgers?
Yeah, exactly. Here's a three-pointer. It's no good off the back of the iron by Simeon Fryer.
I like the change of defense by Johnny Jones. Full court pressure out of that timeout. Just giving different looks again in the paint. And big fella going to work.
And that's
Jordan, Carl, Nicholas.
And that's the contrast with coaches. You know, Coach Lutz's first job, doing a nice job, been a long time assistant coach, and Coach Johnny Jones, a couple of different stops, LSU.
He had Randy Peel, the assistant coach also for Coach Jones, a great defensive mind that had success as a head coach. So that says a lot about Johnny Jones being secure in his coaching and in himself to be able to hire former head coaches.
59-57. Keys just made that bucket to break the 57-all tie. 6:15 to play here in the second half. They go up top to Gresham. Gresham right back to Etienne, and Etienne is able to convert.
And Gresham, I love the way he runs the floor.
How about this answer? Wow, Simeon Fryer flying to the basket. He has 12.
Well, that's taking a team's basket away with one of your own by getting the ball inbounds like the old Celtics or Laker teams. They're down the floor and scoring on you in a split second. But that's repped. That's practiced.
I think it's also important when you don't celebrate after a basket.
Amen. No time.
Not in this day and age. Henry gives it up to Lawson. Back to Henry. Thought about a three. Now fires a three. High arcing shot. No good. But he's fouled by Murdix, and he'll go to the free throw line. He'll get 3 shots. That's the third foul on Murdix.
Got a nice pass ahead here. Good shield inside by Keys. Legal shield.
Yeah, crafty like the old Green Bay Packers under Vince Lombardi there. Nothing wrong with the little blocking, screening, creating space for your teammate.
Henry 4 of 5 from the free throw line.
The key is disguising it as a post-up, which is what Keys tried to do there.
And now the second shot. It's good. He'll get a third. What do you got there, John?
It's a good omen that Simeon Fryer is now hit double figures and beyond. Guys, this season, when Simeon Fryer scores in double figures, Texas A&M Corpus Christi is 9-3, Tom.
Yeah, he averages 8.5 per game. Third shot by P.J. Henry is good. So 62-61. 5.5 to play. Murdix brings it up. He's got some length on him, and A.J. Lawson covering him up top. Here's Sheila. Now whistle blows, and it's going to be a foul on Gresham. A little hand-checking foul. That's his third.
Yeah, and that's the fouls that you really don't want. You know, Keys is in a situation where he's not even looking to be a scoring threat. And at the start of the second half, you want to both teams are talking about getting in the bonus quickly, offensively, and staying out of it defensively.
Sheila doesn't take the shot. Shot clock is under 10. Jalen Jackson up top. I think he just peered and looked. They get it to the cutting Tennyson. Shot clock is at 2. They don't realize it. And they let it fly. No good. And a shot clock violation.
Good defense there by the Tigers, showing a crowd on Tennyson when he tried to turn that corner, almost like 8 in the box in football, showing 3 jerseys, no room.
And 3 on the ball. You got to get rid of it in that situation, but give Texas Southern credit. We'll see how Texas A&M Corpus Christi make the adjustment when they're in that situation the next time.
Walker knifed through some defense, just threw it up, wanted Gresham to clean it up. He does not. And now Walker tries to do the same. He can't do it. And the Islanders with the rebound. How many times did that ball roll off the rim? Jalen Jackson splits the defense. Blocked away by Gresham. Another one. A.J. Lawson into the open floor. Right to the cup. Gets the roll.
Wow. Defense creating the runouts again for Texas Southern.
64-61. Well, if there were any jitters in the first half, there's none in the second half for anybody. With Sheila up top to Jalen Jackson. Under 4 minutes to play.
A&M Corpus Christi, they can't afford to play on one side. The ball has never made it reverse to the left side of the floor.
How about this? Jalen Jackson finally realized that the clock was winding down. Murdix just threw it up, and the rebound by Southern. Gresham now with 13 rebounds in this ball game for Texas Southern.
And some smothering defense here by the Tigers in recent possessions, tied together, using their length, checking on the boards, not giving up those second shot opportunities.
Sheila called for that foul.
Yeah, Big Gresham, he's having a block party here in Dayton. I'm glad he invited us to the block party because during this time of the year in March Madness, we're going to party like it's 1999.
My, oh my. 64-61, Texas Southern up 3. Let's go over some team stats. Fryer has 12 points, 8 rebounds. Wow, for the guard. An assist and a steal. He's 2 for 5 from the three-point line. Tennyson off the bench, 7 for 11 from the field, 3 for 5 from the three-point line. 17 points for the guard off the bench. 4 rebounds and a steal for him as well. Great game for him. If they win this game, if the Islanders can come back and win this game, it will be because of him and his contributions. They have 34 rebounds and 16 assists. And remember what I always talk about, the team with the most rebounds and assists usually does end up winning the game. Let's pay attention to that later on. For Texas Southern, wow, off the bench again. Ben Etienne, 17 points, 4 rebounds, an assist, and a steal. Walker the third, 12 points, 4 rebounds, and a steal for him. Now let's go over these rebounds and assists. 34 rebounds for the Islanders, 39 for Texas Southern. So, okay, they have the advantage there. But when it comes to assists, my oh my, the Islanders have 16 to Texas Southern's 9. So, excuse me, the Tigers got to move that ball better, get better ball movement, get some people some touches. It's looking like Etienne is the hot hand. He's 2 for 5 from the 3-point line, 5 for 8 from the field. So you probably move the ball through him, or run some good offense. In my opinion, they are up 3, so they're doing whatever they're doing it right. But let's see what happens the last 3 minutes. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you could like the stream, it would be much appreciated. If you want to talk in the chat as well, you're more than welcome to. Don't also forget to subscribe for more games. We will be back around 9 o'clock for the Indiana game. But yeah, appreciate everybody for tuning in, and let's watch and enjoy this last 3 minutes.
Networks. None of these are usable. All new and practical jokers. April 2nd after NCAA coverage.
Our game reset. 3 timeouts left for Texas A&M Corpus Christi. 2 for Texas Southern. 64-61. Kelly Jones. Johnny Jones has been around for a long time, so these moments, I don't know if Kelly's used to them or not, but it's probably a little easier. Meanwhile, Steve Lutz's wife, Shannon, this is his first chance to the NCAA tournament as a head coach. He said his son Jackson, he loves the fact that his dad is the head man, kind of gets the run of the arena during practices and things.
And both wives very poised. Late in the game, they've had practice at being the most important person when it comes to a basketball program, the wife.
John Walker made the first one. John, was Johnny Jones composed?
No, Tom, he was fired up beyond belief. He can taste an NCAA tournament win. He kept hitting the clipboard and telling his team one thing. Guys, we're under 4 minutes. It's winning time, Tom.
5-point lead after the 2 made free throws. They're getting better from the free throw line. They're 14 of 23. Now they're 67% for the year, and tonight they're at 61%, so a little down, but they were in the 50s before. The ball's tipped out, and then here comes A.J. Lawson. That was almost a backcourt. P.J. Henry was able to speed across the timeline.
In these last 3 minutes, you got to play defense, both teams, without fouling, rebound, but you got to have really clean execution on the offensive end.
You like that shot, Lav, from the high post right side?
You know, could have continued to explore, but it's not a bad shot by any means. But getting deeper in the possession, quality possessions, which Coach Avery just touched on. And keep in mind, free throws advantage goes to the Islanders, and they're going to get 2 on that possession. And that's what happens when you turn down some jumpers and you look to explore with the dribble into the paint or feed in the post. Good things happen. And they're a 74% free throw shooting team. And as we chronicled earlier, they get to the line 22 times a game, and they make, I jinxed them, 16 free throws per game.
Yeah, this is kind of a different night for them. They're 6 of 14 from the free throw line.
NCAA tournament.
I guess so.
Different conditions.
Tennyson missed one, made one. And he has 18. He'll take a breather. Jalen Jackson will come in. He's not going to sit for long, I would think, right?
No, not going to sit long. And you know the beauty of the first 4 this year, because of UCLA last year, a lot of these teams in the first 4 are thinking, hey,
absolutely.
We have a shot.
No doubt.
John Walker got a little lucky on that inbounds. He wanted to lead it into P.J. Henry.
He bounced it off his fanny. Well done.
Yeah.
Talk about resourcefulness and ingenuity on the fly.
Normally that happens when it's on your side of the court.
Right.
And you turn it into a score.
P.J. Henry draws the foul with 2:12 to play. Here we go.
Well, coach is going to be taking notes on this new inbound play. It's going to become a trend around the country. Almost a shot fake into a pass off a fanny of his teammate.
Yeah.
And then ready to take it coast to coast. How about that? I like his spirit and confidence.
You can try that 10 more times and you'll be 0 for 10 and regaining the ball.
Well, Tennyson's back in. Jalen Jackson checks out. Also back in is Miles Smith, who has the 6th most minutes played in Texas A&M Corpus Christi history. P.J. Henry to the free throw line.
Steve, why we didn't have as much fun coaching as we're having now?
Because we're undefeated.
And we're working with time.
Absolutely. He looks like an important man, and he is an important man.
We did hear that today.
As someone earlier today pointed out in the parking lot on the way into the arena, you look like an important man.
Henry's second shot.
Coach Avery said, what does that say about us?
67-62. See the foul trouble.
It'll be interesting to see here in the final minutes if experience is a factor as well. Texas Southern are more experienced teams. Islanders not as experienced.
And the big shot blocker, Gresham, he's in foul trouble, 4 fouls.
Timeout. 1:51 to play for a chance to play number 1 Kansas.
At CDW, we get it's hard to keep employees productive when their work and home lives are busier than ever.
Well, that's why we gave Cyborg assistants to everyone in the company. They handle the home part so we can keep working. Delicious.
Shh. You know, at CDW, we can design a productivity solution with Lenovo devices that offer fast, reliable connectivity to help your people manage their workloads, with or without cyborgs.
Perfect. Because this guy needs a little work.
For technology that moves you forward, trust Lenovo and IT orchestration by CDW.
Each team now has 2 timeouts left after Texas A&M Corpus Christi used one there. It's a 5-point game. Shot clock is at 10. What do you guys think as coaches here?
I think both teams, want to do the things that allow them to be successful this past week in their conference tournaments, as well as closing strong on their season. And it's about concepts. You can run a set, but if it gets taken away, you've got to be able to play basketball, make choices and decisions. And defensively, you got to lock in to your baseline defensively as well.
Yeah, and tough 2s on defense. Throwing it easy 3s.
Murdoch gives that one up with 2 on the shot clock. And the Islanders, they fumbled the rebound out of bounds. The Lazarus Keys had it, and he just couldn't hold on.
As you see the battle for the board.
give Keys credit. He went after this rebound with two hands. It wasn't a one-handed attempt, so his heart was in the right place.
Jalen Jackson nearly stole that one. He fell off the baseline on a pass intended for Etienne.
Now look at this strategy from an offensive press break situation. A lot of teams like to bring all 5 players up. Here, Texas Southern, they only want 2 of their players. They have to think about implementing.
They may bring a third.
Yeah.
And even if you flash someone to the middle, almost like a tight end in football, when a quarterback is under duress or pressure, they'll have a chance to talk about it because there's a timeout, little skull session.
At J.P. Morgan, the only...
And it's looking like Texas Southern is slowly taking this game away, 67-62. Texas Southern is up 5 points. Tennyson has 18 points for Texas A&M Corpus Christi. 7-11 from the field, 3 for 5 from the three-point line. 4 rebounds and a steal for him. Great game for the guard off the bench. Fryer led the starters, 12 points, 5 for 9 from the field, 2 for 5 from the three-point line. 9 rebounds and assists and a steal for him. Great game for him as well. We go over to Texas Southern. And, yeah, man, this was just the battle of the bench. This was the battle of the bench, man. John Walker III, 14 points, 4 rebounds, a steal. He had those 2 turnovers. But he was 2 for 4 from the three-point line. Etienne, great game. Excuse me. Great game for Etienne. 5 for 8 from the field, 2 for 5 from the three-point line, 5 for 5 from the free throw line. 4 rebounds, an assist, and a steal. 17 points. Wow, he had a great game. Henry had 11 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. He was 7 for 9 for the free throw line. So one thing that you got to give Texas Southern their credit for, you know, even though they weren't shooting so great from the free throw line, they shot much better than the Islanders. The Islanders shot 46 from the free throw line, 46%. That's abysmal. That's terrible. 7 for 15 from the free throw line, while Texas Southern shot 18 for 26. So you got to hit your free throws. They hit 8 of those free throws, they're up. You understand? So free throws definitely are important. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you could like the stream, it will be much appreciated. If you can comment as well in the chat. We will be back in about 20 to 30 minutes for the Indiana game. And yeah, let's enjoy this game.
In that situation, P.J. Henry was close to the sideline. Now you're bringing another defender, the sideline, into play.
Well, these are big free throws. Henry makes the first one. He's now 8 of 10. He is 12.
Coach Avery mentioned it last year. We called the NCAA tournament game with Texas Southern down in Bloomington at Assembly Hall. And so the experience here.
No doubt.
And on the flip side, the Islanders, it's new territory. They're building a program, and what a great first season. But that seems to be showing up here in the second half, the experience of Texas Southern.
Well, with 1:15 to play in the second half, it's the largest lead of the night for Texas Southern, 69-62. Tennyson lets that one go, and it's off the side of the rim in the backboard, and the rebound easily pulled down by John Walker. And the Islanders now feel like they have to foul down 7.
Yeah, in that situation on the last play, just depends philosophically, you know, what you're comfortable with. Coach Lutz knows his team. You know, some teams like to go for a quick 2, get downhill, try to get a traditional three-point play at the basket, but that was a set play for a three-point shot.
Well, there you see Texas Southern, the previous 2 trips to the first 4, they won under Mike Davis first and then Johnny Jones last year. Etienne cans the first free throw. He has 18 points.
Think of all the basketball Johnny Jones has seen in his career as a player, as an assistant, as a head coach. And that basketball acumen is so important when you step into the postseason, and your players feed off that poise and composure. And what a bright future Coach Metz has.
Yeah, when I was coaching the Dallas Mavericks, I had a up-hand and front row look at Johnny Jones when he was at North Texas. He did an incredible job at North Texas.
Well, guys, we talk about the bench scoring and how good it's been. How about what Etienne has done off the bench? 19 points for Texas Southern.
Stepping up, down and ready. Good shot preparation here. Taking it right to the hole in traffic between defenders again. Puts one down off the window. Maneuvers at a pace where he can make good judgments. He's still under control. We've given a lot of love to Coach Jones, and well-deserved. But Coach Lutz matched Iowa State this year, 18-game turnaround. Yep. And his ability to change the roster, bring in new personnel, junior college players as well, got it done. And what a bright future he has.
Yes, and Coach Lutz was, a GA at Incarnate Word with Coach Chris Beard from Texas when, back in the San Antonio days. Danny Casper.
Yep, said he borrowed a lot of his defensive concepts from Coach Casper, and McDermott and Painter really influence him with the offensive side of the ball.
All right, so the Islanders off this timeout, under a minute to play. Everything's hedged out. Murdix goes to the basket. He's fouled going up, so he'll get 2 free throws with 53.5 to play.
So that was a nice job of making the decision that they were going to clear the entire left side out to get downhill.
Well, pick up that foul and you stop the clock as well. Now you can set your defense after these free throws if they convert. Now going back to Coach Lutz for a moment, at his press conference, he was bold and said, NCAA tournament possible this year. Right. And throughout the year, he stayed with that narrative. One of those, if you can, believe it, conceive it to begin with, believe it, then you can achieve it. And that's exactly what they did in year one.
And Murdix missed one, made one. Problem is tonight, Texas Southern's defense has been better against the Islanders, particularly the last 6 minutes. No field goals for the Islanders in the last 6 minutes of this game.
Well, the size and the length. And they also cooled down Tennyson, showed him more of a crowd, stayed attached. They were really aware as a team defensively about shutting the water off of Tennyson.
Well, to the free throw line is John Walker. And he gets the roll. So how about this second half? We talked about how they struggled from the free throw line early on. 5 for 9 in the first half. They're 17 of 21 in the second half from the free throw line.
They flipped the script.
Yeah, sure did.
Because the strength of the Islanders all year has been the free throw battle.
And we talked to Texas Southern about, hey, you want to defend the three-point line, rebound? Said, no, number one point of emphasis is keeping Texas A&M Corpus Christi off the free throw line.
Mm-hmm. They keep this one alive. From the corner, it's Murdix for 3. He got it to go. And there's the last timeout called by Texas A&M Corpus Christi, as Murdix now has 10. And the lead is 7 with 38 seconds left to play.
And one of the rare breakdowns defensively in the second half for Texas Southern, but well devised and well executed by the Islanders.
It's been about 5.5 minutes since the last field goal. All right, so the award, or the reward, is #1 Kansas. That's a hefty task.
Yeah, but that's what March Madness is all about. Kansas will be the heavy favorite, and Texas Southern is going to be on a high. They're ready. Ernie Banks, let's play 2. When you're in a good place and you're rolling as they have been of late, you can't wait to play.
Yeah, and what Coach Jones talked about was, the kind of that secret weapon that's not really a secret anymore. Bryson Gresham.
Size.
That's size.
That's Big 12 caliber size and length.
And when you put Jordan Cole Nicholas and then you're bringing John Walker off the bench, experience, playing in a Power 5 conference, they're not going to back down from anybody.
No, and then complemented by the perimeter attack, who've all represented well tonight. But P.J. Henry and A.J. Lawson.
All right, so the Islanders down 7, 73-66, 38 seconds left. Use the last timeout. Put your coaching hat on here, guys. What do you think is going to have to happen?
Well, Texas A&M Corpus Christi is saying, guys, don't count us out. We still got 38 seconds. You got to switch. Same size here in the backcourt. Switch and deny. You want to try to make them throw the ball a little bit over the top to some of these guards here in the backcourt.
They try and get a lollipop pass. Soft lob pass and be picked off.
Well, there you go.
There it is.
Picked off. Jalen Jackson to the rim, and he's fouled going up. So the clock barely ticks off, and they'll go back to the free throw line. And a couple made free throws could cut this.
And that's the worst place to inbound the ball, deep in the corner near Texas A&M Corpus Christi's bench. Outstanding interception there by Jalen Jackson. This game's not over.
Yeah, so he's 2 for 2 tonight. He makes these 2. It's a 5-point game.
And keep in mind, going back to the press offense, I think Coach Jones brings a third receiver up the floor just because the numbers right now are not favoring a press attack. You want to get more people up here that can potentially receive the inbound pass. Maybe even someone tall you can throw it to above, up high, like a tight end.
Yeah, in this situation, you know, you can sub out your center.
And now we have 3.
Yeah, 2-possession game.
Pounder makes 4.
And they chip it again. It's loose. Jalen Jackson underneath. Slips it in. Off the glass. No good. Ball's tipped around. And the rebound is taken down by Etienne, who's fouled. Oh, man.
Tough break for the Islanders. Picture perfect press defense here. Created another steal. Unfortunately, this left-handed shot didn't go in. Poor execution here by Texas A&M. That could have been a foul.
Yeah, John Walker looked like it was body to body.
Wow.
So Etienne, 7 for 7 from the line tonight. 8 for 8. He has 20. 22 is his season high.
You're seeing that speed, cat-quick speed, ball pressure by the Islanders, really disrupting, not allowing Texas Southern to get the ball in bounds.
There's a pretty big difference in free throws attempted and made tonight. Look at that. 19 seconds left. Tennyson can't can the 3. The rebound is taken down by P.J. Henry, who's fouled from behind.
I know you showed the families earlier.
Yeah.
But when that game got down to 5 points, boy, you could see the families. They were all biting their nails. Not anymore.
Kelly's breathing a little easier now.
Yeah.
By the way, Murdoch's just fouled out.
How about P.J. Henry? 9 of 11 from the foul line. Opportunity to make 2 more here. That's how you close out a game with your free throw shooting, like the short game in golf.
Yeah, they're 20 of 24 in the second half from the free throw line. And he just missed that one.
We've had 3 broadcasting jinxes tonight. You started it.
Well, Steve Lutz's team, 5-19 a season ago. He took over, and all of his recruiting, as John Rothstein said earlier, was on Zoom, FaceTime. What a turnaround.
Well, you could tell, speaking with him yesterday at practice, how proud he is of this group, and that means everyone. The buy-in was there, establishing the culture in year 1, and really shocking the world in terms of college basketball.
That ball was tipped, and now the last 7 seconds will run off the clock in Texas Southern for the 2nd straight year. The 3rd consecutive time that they've ventured into the first 4 will move on to the first rounds of the NCAA tournament. And they will take number 1 Kansas. They win it 76-67.
And there you have it. Texas Southern with a great way to end out their game. 76-67. They won by 9 points. Shout out to Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Tennyson had 18 points, 3 for 7 from the 3-point line, 4 rebounds and a steal. Their bench players pretty much, the bench players for both teams, pretty much had a great night. John Walker III, 16 points, 6 rebounds and a steal for him, 2 for 4 from the 3-point line. TN led Texas Southern in scoring, and he came off the bench. 21 points, 9 for 9 from the free throw line, 2 for 5 from the three-point line. Great game for him. 5 rebounds as well with an assist and a steal. Henry with 14 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. And yeah, they pretty much just outplayed them that last 6 to 7 minutes. That's what I was talking about Johnny Jones, a Johnny Jones team. They're going to be mature and composed. They're going to do their job. But shout out to both teams. This was a great game. I appreciate every single one of you guys for coming in and tuning into the stream. We will be back on in about 10 to 15 minutes, maybe about 20, depending on the game, because you know how college basketball is. The game starts at 9:10, but it really doesn't start. It says it starts at 9:10, but it really doesn't start till like 9:20. But we will definitely be back for the Indiana-Wyoming game, so just stay tuned for that. That stream will be up in a couple minutes. But yeah, I appreciate everybody. Hope you have a